Now then, just before we start this show, before we get into the football, we just wanted to take a moment to acknowledge the tragic events that happened on the A66 over the weekend. PC Matthew Blades and PC Tom Clough both lost their lives while on duty. Matthew was also a big part of the local grassroots football, hence that's why we're bringing it on our show. We're not a political show, we're not anything about local news, but we are about local football and the wider football community. Matthew was a big part of the local grassroots football community, coaching junior football teams and giving up his time and effort for young players in our areas. Our thoughts are with the family, friends and colleagues of both officers and everyone in the local football community affected by this tragic, sad loss. From all of us here at Boro Chat, our deepest condolences.
And it could be taking the Tigers back to the Premier League. David Strelitz, who may well have come up with a decisive and critical goal in the promotion race.
Now then, welcome back to yet another Boro Chat here, live at the Mecca of all things entertainment, the Essen Normie Social Club. Joining me in this massive studio today, he's back by popular demand, he's playing left wing in his fantastic BT Promotions referee's top there, Mr. Colin Ward. Good evening, mate. First show back for you. You weren't here last week.
Yeah, I have put a note in.
Yeah, you were lording it up with Adam Bragg drinking red wine. Yeah, playing centre midfield in yet another, I think it's a Uruguayan shirt, some Uruguayan side.
Number 9.
Mr. Ian Galloway is with us. Gal, good evening, mate.
Yeah, great.
And obviously the eye candy is here. We've got to bring him in because it brings all the female ones and maybe the ones who are... is Mr. Phil Bullock, the Teesside Rambler. How's it going, mate?
It was alright till you said that.
And the other side of that camera, just over there, is super duper producer Courtney Bullock. Good evening, Courtney. How are you?
I'm alright.
Shout a bit. We haven't got a microphone on you.
I'm alright,
Yeah, not too bad. Hey, it is omnidirectional, just not backwards. Anyway, listen. Look, we've got to start the show. Blackburn 2, Boro 1. I'm going to start with you, Cole. We haven't seen you for a while. All over the summer. You've had the summer off, your feet up.
Yeah.
Decent 15 minutes. Then it was same old, wasn't it?
Very much so. And I think it was pretty much same old against Lincoln as well, which obviously I wasn't here to discuss, but I think you guys covered it. I'm getting concerned already. I know I say 10 games, but things need to change quickly because I think we're all of the same opinion. It's like Groundhog Day. We're seeing the same sort of thing made by different players that the replacements are making that the other guys did last season.
Well, look, Gal, we mentioned it last week against Lincoln, and we said we didn't think that the 11 what started against Lincoln would start against Blackburn. I can give you the starting lineup. Here it goes, and the player rating straight out of our local rag. Obviously, Vitek started in goal, got a 7 out of 10. Callum Britton, possibly one of the better players against Lincoln, he got a 5 out of 10. Luke Aylan, 6 out of 10. We'll come on to this later, Phil. Melander, 4 out of 10. Jeremy Sarmiento, obviously, scored the goal for the Boro, got 8 out of 10 and Boro's man of the match. Max Arfston, 5 out of 10. Seb Berhalter, 5 out of 10. Morgan Whittaker got a 6. Aidan Morris got a 6. Miles Peart-Harris, who I like the look of, by the way, Gal, 6 out of 10. Will Lancashire got a 5. The subs that came on, Carl Joseph, Riley McGree, Leo Castledine, Neto Borges, all got 5 out of 10s. Now, that was the starting lineup, Gal, against Blackburn. We spoke and said we think he'd make some changes. Were the changes to our detriment?
I don't think he doesn't make changes in the style of play. He makes changes in the names, and that's it. And it's going back what Cole's saying there. We're just doing the same old. Even his substitutions, he'll take a midfielder off and put another midfielder on. There's no ambition. And everything's going wrong in the final third. We could be doing this. You could have put a show on tonight from in the middle of last season. We could have just sat in the bar and had a drink. Would have been the same talking points. Loads of possession. Why has he not started bloody... why did he not start McGree? If he doesn't think he's fit, he shouldn't be on the bench. So why is he giving him 45? Why not give him the fresh 45 minutes? I don't get it. I really don't.
Well, look, Phil, Mowbray, the god, as I like to say it, because he is. I said it last week on the show. He's Mr. Middlesbrough for me. You know, him and Mr. Steve Gibson got a place in every Boro fan's heart, or of a certain age, shall I say. If you're 28 like me, what are you laughing at? If you're 28 like me, you know of Tony Mowbray, and obviously playing for the club for nothing. But he said it in his pre-match conference that basically the Boro will have loads of possession and we must try and hit them on the break.
No way.
He told us what was going to happen, didn't he?
Yeah, unfortunately for us, we obviously didn't watch it, or the club didn't watch it beforehand. It was just really frustrating because Blackburn had a game plan, stuck to it, and walked away with 3 points. I mean, the favourites, one of the favourite teams to go down this season. We started off first 15-20 minutes. We started off really well. It looked really positive. We got the goal through Sarmiento, which was a good bit of build-up play for that. But then, like Cole said, like Gal said, we went back to what we were doing last season, where we were keeping hold of the ball because they can't score if we've got the ball. But we weren't doing anything with it. And we said last season, possession doesn't win games. If you look at the stats, if you looked at the stats there and didn't see the full-time result, you'd have looked at that and thought Middlesbrough have ran riot over Blackburn. Lo and behold, we get sucker punched with 2 very, very similar goals through typical Boro defending, which I think is going to be an issue throughout the season, with Malanda playing in the position that he's playing in, and we'll talk about that. But very static from Kim Hellberg and his men on the pitch.
I mean, a positive, Gal. Sarmiento, who, let's be honest, I think it was a bit of a shock to us all when the Borough announced that we were going to be signing him on a permanent because we'd sort of triggered a clause in his contract. I don't know whether that was a mistake or whatever. I didn't see him staying beyond his loan spell. However, he's here, just under £3.5 million, gets a goal on Saturday with possibly what I think the best move he's ever done in a Boro shirt.
Totally agree. And he took it really well. But the interesting fact is what Phil's half alluded to. That I looked at a stat there, and we have something like 91% pass rate success until we get to the last third, and then it goes right down to 61. That's a 30% drop once we hit that. And that's the problem for me. Poor Lancashire, I feel sorry for him. He's getting strellicked, makes all the runs, nobody crosses a ball for him. Next thing you know, he comes back to get the ball. When we do get a good crossing, he's not there because he's not expecting it to be crossed in. That's my issue.
I seen a great comment on another podcast, and you know, look, I'm quick to not with the podcasts, but our friends at Boro Breakdown, I seen a sort of screenshot that they'd made up with what said, "We've been Mowbrayed," and to be fair, I could not agree with that more, because I think obviously, look, more games in the Championship, Carl, been around the block a little bit. Obviously, spent a lot of time watching the Boro when he wasn't very well, and he was recuperating, so he was coming to watch Hellberg most of last season before he got the Blackburn job. Was it a Mowbray thing, or do we think other teams can jump on about how we're playing? Is Gal right? Well, are we just changing the personnel and we haven't changed the plot?
You've actually preempted my answer, because I think there's 1 or 2 managers in the Championship who have more about them than Hellberg has, and he's going to have to come up with a solution. And if you remember when we had like 12 games to go last season, we were still there or thereabouts, and and then all of a sudden we'd lost a couple, and it was, now there's only 10 to go. Now we're going to very quickly get towards Christmas or something. We're halfway through the season, and where are we?
Yeah, I mean, look, like I said, I put a little video on Saturday morning. I was down at the fantastic Normanby United watching their free foundation. You know, they have a free foundation down there. I went down there, see the kids all playing football. It's absolutely fantastic. Coaches were great. You grab yourself a cup of tea. It was brilliant. So I didn't go, and I know obviously the Teesside Rambler went on the old Teesside travel down to the game, and I was in constant communication with him. But for me, I thought 15 minutes, and I said it to the lads downstairs in the bar here at the Eston Normanby, I thought for the first 15 minutes, Gal, we came out the traps and I thought, oh, yeah, we keep these on the back foot here like this. We got the goal, we kept them on the back foot. But for me, it got slower and slower and slower. And what I mean by slower is that possession-based football what you're saying here? It's all right us keeping the ball, but we have to do something with it.
You've got to. It's like Phil said. They can't score if we've got the ball, which is 100% right. But we've got to have an end product when we have the ball. And all of us are happily married. 15 minutes isn't enough, Phil, is it?
No,
No.
not
You know
at all.
what I mean? You ask anybody.
But that's developing into a pattern.
Yeah, predictable.
It
Either
seems
starting well or a goal down in the last 15 minutes we go up 3 gears, and I'm thinking, where does this gear change come from? Who's instructing that? And if that's the case, if it's the bloke on the sideline, KH, why isn't he instructing it from minute 1 and continue it through? I've yet to see us put a 90-minute performance in like we have done for 15 and 20 here and there.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Talking of gear change, I hope my wife's not watching. 15 minutes, massive.
Very long.
Look,
I get.
That's including takeaway.
I think it's really quite. It's scary to watch that we have all the possession and we can pass it up the pitch really quickly, but it frightens me, and I think it's getting to the point now where it's frightening fans as well. That when we get on the edge of their box, we have no idea. We don't run out of ideas. We don't have any ideas, and I find that really, really concerning. We end up barricading ourselves around the 18-yard box, and we're doing 2-yard passes from one side of the pitch to the other. Nobody wants to put a cross in, but nobody wants to shoot.
I think as well the big thing is, like you say, we run it. If we get a corner, I don't think, oh, good, we'll have a chance of scoring here. They get a corner, anybody, and I'm thinking, oh, dear me. And that's the difference.
I think, like I said earlier, and I've said it a few times last season, Phil, where I think we go badly wrong is the final choice. We're shooting when we should be passing and passing when we should.
Yeah.
And people think, well, it's not as simple as that. Well, I'm sorry, it is.
Yeah.
If there's a clear shot of goal, take it. Have a goal.
We get caught a lot as well, and I think part of the problem there is we're committing Callum Britton up the pitch to join the attack. Luke Ayling is often stood on the edge of the 18-yard box. You've only got Malander, who's far enough back to sort of sweep defend, but like we saw against Blackburn at the weekend, all they're going to do is put the ball over the top of him, and their left back or their right back miles faster than Malander was. Through on goal.
If I can quickly have just
of
on
course.
Sarmiento, he's not convinced me yet, and I'll tell you why. He does a lot of what Conway does. He gets the ball out wide and he dribbles across the pitch. I'd rather see him going down the line and taking somebody on. And we still don't have anyone that does that.
I tell you what, though, he took his goal well.
It was a good finish.
That was a
For
good
somebody
finish.
that hasn't scored,
Yeah,
to
it was a good
take
finish.
it the way, it was a good goal.
Because he's never been in a position to.
Yeah.
Has he?
No, I thought his movement was really good on like I said, the first 12-15 minutes. I thought when we came out the blocks, I thought, we look really good. You know, passing the ball side to side,
And you goal up, you think,
getting it into feet,
and then-
scoring early,
Yeah.
bringing the crowd down, things like that. But look, we all know Mowbray. We know Mowbray's no mug in this game. You know, for me, it's Elberg and Mowbray for me. You know, but like I say, it just got slower and slower and slower. But look, don't forget, join in. You can now join in on that there YouTube. So if you're watching us on YouTube, you can give us the old thumbs up. I think you subscribe, you like us, and you can message us. Is that right, Phil? Yep. There we go. I've done that. I'll tell you what.
Technically, he's flawless.
I'll tell you what. I do this, and I design the Knight Rider car. So
When you looked at their team sheet, did you think, this will be tough? I didn't.
no, there's only Campwell in there.
And he always plays well against
When
us.
you look at Campwell, but what I will say is, and I know everyone will be watching us, if we've got other fans watching us from other clubs, you do have Udo team. I mean, I can't remember the last time. I think the last time we went down there and won, we normally draw Blackburn or get beat. I can't remember the last time we went.
Or don't turn up at all.
Oh, don't turn up at all and get
Get
3
relegated.
points deducted. But no, so it is a Udo side, but Udo's are there to be broken. Simple as that.
Yeah,
But I can't knock Blackburn. I mean, Mowbray sent them out. He sent them out with a job. He sent them out correctly. They were disciplined. They hit us on the break.
I think most teams will do that to us at the Riverside this season. I don't think there'll be many teams that come to the Riverside and try and attack us.
We've got to show our flair and consistency early.
That's
and
the concern.
And the difference for me, Col, there is
we couldn't do it last season.
if you go 2 goals up before half time, it's a lot different than just the one. Now, some would say in the Championship, 2 goals doesn't guarantee you a win.
3 doesn't.
I'll tell you what, going in at half time 2-0 up is different to going in, because you will have some in the for this case, the home dressing room going, got to score 3 to win. Yeah. Can we get 2 for the draw?
When you've got that Lancashire up front on his own and they're trying to press to get goals back, you'll get more.
Yeah.
Typical Boro, though, the half-time voodoo did us again. Yeah. Kick off, second half.
Yeah.
You've gone in first half on top. We come out second half. We don't start when Blackburn do. Within a couple of minutes, we're level. And we certainly shouldn't have been.
Well, look, fellas, we'll come back and we'll discuss a bit more about Blackburn. We've got a massive week as a club to come. We've got a Carabao Cup game, and then we've got West Brom at home. So, as you know, in the Championship, as West Ham are finding out, as Burnley are finding out, it's a million mile an hour in the Championship. But look, you can get involved. That there YouTube, give us a message. We're on Facebook Live. Get involved. What were your thoughts of the Blackburn game? What's your thoughts looking ahead at coming up the Carabao Cup on tomorrow night? I'm down there with that. With the lads going on the old Teesside travel bus. What are your thoughts of that? And then we'll be chatting about West Brom. Phil, social media?
Yeah, Tony Archie says good touch off. Respect to you guys for doing that. Stu Gawley says evening everyone. Tony Archer says shocking defending including the keeper. Simon Dane says now lads very disappointed on Saturday with that result. Malander and Ayling for me aren't the answer. Jones and Phillips for me. Same sideways passing all game, no pace, no intensity, especially when we went 2-1 down. 4 wins in 20 is very concerning. Stu Gawley says, tired of saying it, goals win games, ban Morris from shooting. Which is funny because I thought Morris, other than the Sarmiento goal, Morris looked like the only Boro player that was going to score for us against
which is
Blackburn.
Scary.
So
I think that was a bit harsh on Ayling. I thought he did some good passes in the first half. He was doing plenty of passing forward, not sideways and back like he normally does. So a bit harsh.
And then
I wouldn't disagree with our back 4, but I've got to agree with you. I mean, Simon's, he knows his football. Simon, as he goes home and away games. I speak to him quite regularly downstairs in the bar. He knows his football. What I would say is Malander I think Malander's not stupid. He knows he's had a bad game against Blackburn. I think he let Ayling down in a way. Now, whether that's what we were speaking about before we came on, whether it's the transition of him as we attack, he goes in front of the 2 centre halves. When we defend, he sits into like a back 5, if you like.
Do you think he's getting confused? Because one minute he's in midfield, then he's in defence, and he's treating them both the same, and you can't, obviously.
We're certainly trying to use him as a footballer and not a defender. And for all you footballers out there and defenders, I'm not knocking defenders. I'm just saying there used to be
a ball playing defender.
Yeah, there used to be an old saying in football years ago, like your defenders, give it to a football and let him do the. And that's how defenders used to it. I think you're right, Col. He might be getting caught in the 2 ideas. Am I defending? Am I keeping the ball at my feet? Am I playing out? I don't know. I'd like to think as we get more people back, i.e., you like to Conway, the guys we've been linked with this week, which we're going to come on to, the young lads which we're going to come on to from Leeds who's coming as cover. Yeah, we've got a lot more people, but he's a baller. He's a footballer, Sam Byron. He's not just a defender. He can play with the ball at his feet. He can cross a ball in. He can play left and right back, and he's quite good on the ball. So. Yeah, I think you're right. Is there a bit of confusion there? Quite possibly. But I think Ayling was sort of let down a little bit on Saturday. But look, it is what it is. It's 2 games in. We don't want to be overcritical.
No, but the thing is, I said it earlier. We're 2 games in, but when we're 12 games in, if we're still having the same conversation, it's an even bigger concern. I think he needs to find his best team, and I don't think he does know that yet.
Yeah.
But even with Britain's had a free rein, but with this kid coming in. Maybe a bit of pressure on him.
But with his best team, he'd still play the same football, mate, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
He won't change what he's doing. It's his
trait. Like I said, do you think if he thinks these players are better than what he had last season, and if he doesn't, why has he bought them? Does he think they can carry out the instructions better? Time will tell.
Well, I mean, so much going on because Senny didn't he score with an over and kick the weekend? Fesky?
No, that's fake. That's fake. That was Joseph's job.
Well, I would say in that league, Gal, me and you would score.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'd love to say that.
Maybe not an overhead kick, but
exactly.
a weak score. Look, I mean, I just want to talk about the changes very quickly. There's not a lot to talk about with the Blackburn game because when you look at possession and stats, theoretically, if you look away from the result, you would think that we'd won the game. But again, same old, I'd say there. I don't think we're doing a lot wrong. And I think you said it next door, Phil. You thought we didn't play that. You were there. You watched it live. You didn't think that we'd put a lot wrong other than concede the 2 goals. But, like, for me, I just want to talk about the changes, like the substitutions we make. We touched on it in obviously the room before we come in here when we chat about the show. Gal sort of alluded to it. Are we just, like, changing player for player, like for like? Or is there some... For me, it doesn't look like there's a plan to go, do you know what, we're 2-1 down, we need to chase this game now, let's try and get a point out of it, let's take him off and let's do this. It's like for like changes. Neto Borges for Arston. You know, Pert Alex must be like kicking his shins thinking, what have I done wrong to come off here again, twice? You know, I just
I think what confuses me is against Lincoln, we took a defender off and put an attacker on. We come back and we end up winning the game. And then the same thing happens at Blackburn, and we've gone from taking off a defender and putting another attacker on to just they've taken Arston off, and I get Arston's probably not fully match fit, but then to put Borges on, who offers nothing different to what Arston's been doing or trying to do all game, that confuses me because there's no. If he'd have taken Arston off and put a striker on,
Get it, yeah.
would be going, yeah, he's gone for it there.
Yeah. We've got the 3 at the back with one other offensive player.
To just replace
offensive player,
the defender with the defender. What? Why? Just leave it as it is if that's the case.
Do you know what I think it is? I blame Pep Guardiola. If you're watching Pep, you're absolutely bang out of order, son.
Yeah.
Because everybody's trying to put their own Southgate, the England DNA. We're trying to do a Middlesbrough DNA with a Swedish fella, and it ain't working. He's got to change it, and he doesn't. And you say it's like for like. It's just...
It's
like
frustrating.
15 minutes, like, here we go.
Yeah.
And I watched Morris having a good game, but he daydreams sometimes. He gets the ball, sees a bloke in front of him, shields him, and well done. The bloke just comes in behind, goes, cheers, mucker.
Yeah.
Just walks off
Having
with
said
it.
that, Morris took some stick on Saturday. I thought,
Off the ball, he was getting battered
I
all
thought
over.
the referee was...
Well, if Yaff was in charge, he'd be looking straight down the camera telling the press, Middlesbrough on Saturday will play 4-4-2. Great old Mike Bassett, 1996. Now, any more on the old social medias, Phil?
There's just a couple on YouTube.
Go on.
through.
Oh, YouTube.
Paul Burke's been on. He says, evening all. Great to see the signing of Sam Byron in. Will provide great cover and competition.
Oh, led us straight on our next. Is he watching this?
Malanda had lead in his boots. Would be great if he could jump for a header. And then Ian Hockney's been on as well. He says, evening lads, can't wait to get Jones, Malanda and Phillips at the back. The 2 Yanks need to get up to pace quickly. Thought keeper was good at commanding his box until the crosses came in. So that's all comments on YouTube.
A bit of tongue-in-cheek there, I think.
Yeah. I mean, look, don't forget, you can still get involved on that there YouTube. We're quite modern now with that YouTube now. But on Facebook Live also, get your comments in. We're going to be chatting about the Carabao Cup tomorrow night down at Doncaster. We're going to be talking about West Brom as well. And also, I've gotten a bit of an apology to do to some people I may have upset this week. I've been getting a bit of heat and a few pelters, but I'll come on to that very shortly. Paul's just alluded to there, Phil. Obviously, Sam Byram, I think the news only broke this morning that potentially he was a target for the Boro. And then by the tea time, we signed him. Free agent, so there's not a lot of paperwork to do. Left Leeds. Now I've spoken to Kev, the old secretary of the club, as we all know, because the Eston Norby Social Club has got a steward who's a Boro season ticket holder. It's got a chairman who is a lifelong Newcastle United fan, a vice chairman who is a Newcastle season ticket holder, and a secretary who is a Leeds season ticket holder. So if there's any volunteers out there from Sunderland who want to be on the committee in the Eston Norby Social Club, send your CVs to the Institute. Right.
Mental Institute.
I was going to say.
No, I just think to myself, like, Sam Byram is an experienced player who is a baller, who can play with the ball at his feet. We've just said left and right, as Paul said, great cover. I think you may see a little bit more than just cover from him.
I think covers a bit, yeah.
Certainly at the minute, with Aston getting up to speed, Finlay Munro going out on loan to Blackpool and things like that. So I think you might find him getting more minutes than maybe Aston at the beginning until he finds his feet. But I've got to ask the question, you know my affinity with Dale Fry. We've brought a player in very similar age, very similar amount of games in the Championship. Wouldn't it have just been easier to keep Dale Fry? Saying the man who loves Dale Fry?
No, I'd have let him go when he wanted to go. Sam Barham for me. He's got a lot of Championship experience. He's done it with Leeds a couple of times. I think did he start his career at Leeds or made his debut?
Yeah, I mean, Leeds fans who've been on our post today are absolutely singing his praises. I think there was one said he's a little bit injury prone, but he's the wrong side of 30, isn't he?
But he is that signing. So we've brought in a lot of new players that don't have a lot of Championship experience, don't have a lot of English football experience with the Americans coming in. Sam Byram is that one player that we all sit here and go, we need a couple of experienced heads in.
Doesn't excite me, I'll be honest with you.
There's your player.
Oh,
Byram.
well,
Doesn't excite me at all.
do many defenders excite us?
I'd be more excited if we get this fella that's muted later on in the week.
Well, yeah.
Now that would excite me.
My next question to the guys out there and you guys in here is, do we think that the Boro need another sort of major signing? And you've just alluded there. There's talk of Jack Clark speaking to the club and maybe coming on a season-long loan from Ipswich. Is he a major signing, Gal?
It's what Phil just said. He's experienced in the Championship, and our problem, we can dress up we want. Even when Conway goes to the left, Conway and Whittaker are the worst crossers of the ball in the history of crossing the ball.
Clark isn't.
Clark can cross a ball. He'll cut in exactly the same as Whittaker, but he'll put a tackle in. He'll chase back. He won't play for just 20 minutes out the 90.
I agree to a certain extent, Gal, but if you've watched Clark a lot, he knows how to go down the outside as well. He doesn't just cut inside all the time.
He's versatile.
There's that option with him, yeah. I think he'd be a great signing for us this season, I'll be honest.
Do we think... Look, I'm going to wrap it up. We're going to go on to the Doncaster game, which is going to happen tomorrow night. But McGree...
Should have started.
Is this... I mean, I'd love to know what the guys out there think. I mean, if McGree's on the bench and fit enough to come on, surely any Saturday men's side, any Saturday ladies side, any Sunday League men or ladies side, any kids side, if you've got a kid who's got a cold, you start with him because he might give you 5 or 10 minutes, and then you bring him off, don't you?
Didn't we say the same about Hackney at Wembley?
Yeah. Why are we persistent on bringing him on and giving him 20 minutes if we don't think he's fit? Hackney was the same. You bang on right. We spoke about it at Wembley. Yeah. Why didn't we start with Hackney? Try and get a good 20 minutes out of him.
If it doesn't work, yeah.
And then get rid of him because he's pagged.
But if you put him on 20 minutes at the end and he lasts 10, you've just wasted it.
And you're chasing the game like we were at Wembley.
Less time to get back. Yeah.
I just think, is he fit? Does he fit in his plans? I don't know.
It's difficult because we all want to see McGree on the pitch and
technically, mate, he's one of the best footballers at the club.
Yeah,
he's the most
given us what we've expected for the last 4 years.
I've seen in a long time. On his day, he's terrific. But you say bad defending. I thought it was a great play last week to tee up Lancashire. I thought it was great football from McGree, and we know he's got it in his locker. But we want him on the pitch for 90 minutes, not 9.
But saying all of that though, I don't think Pete Harris has done a lot to say get him off.
Exactly.
Like Pete Harris.
I've really enjoyed.
He means Pete Harris.
Pete Harris.
I know him as Pete. He's a good man.
Pete Harris. I thought he was only the drummer.
I agree.
Pete to his friends, yeah.
I don't think he's done anything wrong. I think he's looked commanding.
Yeah. He was the drummer once at Black Sabbath.
He uses his body, which Riley McGree doesn't. Riley McGree gets it, and he's on the floor. This Pete Harris, whatever you want to call him, PT.
Yeah.
He's strong enough to take the hits.
Honestly, bear in mind we got him on a free.
He wants the ball all the time.
I thought myself, he looks a player. When he came on against Lincoln, he looked a player.
Yeah.
I would still rather have McGree falling over less than a certain player with the initial W on his back. I would much rather have McGree than Whittaker.
Go and have based on what happened at Blackburn.
Could McGree play out there?
Anything anyway?
Yeah. Well,
so it doesn't matter how often McGree gets thrown to the floor. Referees aren't going to give it all the time.
Could McGree play
Well, he used to play on that left.
Hypothetical. Could McGree play out wide? I mean,
I think so. Yeah.
in a perfect world, Jack Clark would come in and he'd sit in that area. And then, honestly, he would take over Whittaker.
Where was he
Whittaker
when
would
he
probably want to
created?
leave.
Where was he when he created the winner for Lancashire?
Yeah, down the right, yeah.
Out wide.
Where was he when he scored against Sunderland at the Riverside a couple of seasons ago? That was him playing out on the left, cutting inside, and so.
So
he
why
was out
if
there,
we're
wasn't he?
seeing this,
I just think there's got to be more to it because he always seems to be injured, but then always tottles off to Australia. We've had this conversation how many times?
What's his 4th year, 5th year at the club?
yeah, he must be into the back end of his contract now.
And every time there's teams look at him, went Rangers after him last season. They were having a good look at him. And you're just thinking, but no one's bothered this year.
Nobody's going to want to in case he gets injured.
Because everyone's thinking the same why you don't get a
I
full
don't
game.
do stats, but I'm guessing that he's probably not strung half a dozen games on the bounce together.
No, 100%. I can't remember him having a consistent run in the team since he's been at the club. Don't get me wrong, he's scored some great goals for us when we've needed somebody to step up.
It's
But
in his
other
locker.
than that,
yeah.
we
It's
haven't, as
frustrating,
Boro
isn't it?
fans,
It's frustrating.
we've had 5 years of potential and no actual payoff for the fans.
Are we just investing our money in tin pot players from the old MLS? That's the big point.
I thought it was Australia.
No, I'm just saying how the players we brought in, other than Morris, we brought 2 American players in from that tin pot league.
I think Berhalter's a class act.
Well, we've got 4 now, I think, because Melander's one of the Americans as well. Everyone keeps saying the 3 Americans, but it's 4.
True.
Berhalter has come in and settled immediately,
He was a player.
and like his movement on the ball, his movement off the ball. You can hear on Saturday. I mean, Blackburn. I've never been to Blackburn before. I would never be in a rush to go back there. Massive
His
disappointment.
delivery of the ball.
But
as
you
well.
could hear him on the pitch.
Yeah.
You could hear him shouting, and trying to give instructions. And
Oh, I like
he's going to be a leader. He's going
Like
to
a
be a
bit
leader.
of chicken while
And by the way, if Isaac's kicking about from Boro, there's some lass wants you there.
Yeah.
Keep running.
I tell you a thing to mention before we move off the Blackburn game. 13,000 was the attendance, and 6,000 of them were Boro.
Yeah,
How
there was a
brilliant
lot
is
of
that?
empty, there was a lot of
How
empty
well-
seats, wasn't
how
there?
there
at
was,
Ewood
I
Park?
mean,
You've got to applaud the Boro
the
fans.
top
as
tier
always.
of the whole stadium was empty, but
Yeah.
it's something to do with the stand opposite where the Borough fans were. The upper tier is not safe or something, so that was completely empty.
Yeah.
But they only had fans around the halfway line, and then this little cowshed on the right hand side of us.
A bit like probably how we're trying to sell the legacy game out at the minute, aren't we?
Yeah, I mean,
You know, they only open the ground at certain parts. Like,
I'll tell you what, the Blackburn fans, like, they were shocking. You couldn't hear them at all. They only started singing when they got the second
I
goal.
think as well worth a mention Chorley FC.
Oh,
yeah.
We've discussed this before. What a great move that is by the clubs. Whoever came up with this initially.
well, we went for the first time.
Superb.
We went for the first time. Got the coach all the way there. Parked at Morrison's, crossed the road into Charlie. They had loads of stuff there for the kids to keep
No
them
bother, no
occupied.
hassle.
Outdoor bars, queues were fly. Like, for a tiny little club who were hosting Scarborough on Saturday afternoon,
Yeah.
after we'd been there, they had the Magpie Cafe open, burgers, pies, and whatnot. Like, everything was ready to go. You just went in and ordered it, and it was there, delivered to you.
Sounds like the Eston Norby on a Saturday night, mate.
It was brilliant.
It does.
It was
Well,
absolutely
bit of
brilliant.
Mexican.
They had an elderly gentleman there selling pin badges. There was
Well,
loads
you
of
say
stuff.
bogey burgers out.
Loads of stuff to
Imagine-
do. When Charlie, when the players started to arrive just before we were leaving, the players were coming over and mingling with the fans and, chatting.
massive
It was
cash
brilliant.
boost for them.
Yeah,
Which
it was
non-league
brilliant.
clubs need.
a lot
Yeah.
of them are doing it now, aren't they?
No,
Absolute
it was
fair
great. I
play.
know
It was
that
a cracking
I know
little
last year I went with
couple of
T-Sarge.
hours.
We were at the one near Blackpool. What was it? On the way to Blackpool, it will come to me. It will come to me. But they were great. They hosted us. They had a sports bar and they had.
I think they were the original sort of innovators. of
Yeah,
it,
and
I think
they sort of would invite away fans on the way to sort of like, you know,
It
Blackpool.
was cracking. It was
maybe
absolutely-
some for
and
the Mecca to look
police
at.
were
maybe.
involved in all of the daft games and that we were.
What I will say to you is, going back to our American players, I know I always say about the Tin Pot League, but I mean, you know, I don't mind having the players in, but the concourse now is selling hot dogs instead of burgers and popcorn instead of Pringles. It's ridiculous. Let's go to the social medias, Phil.
It's funny, really.
And they're getting American Palmo.
Stu Gawley says we need to speed up the walking crab football again. McGree can play for Australia. He can bloody well play for us, but it's the manager who makes the decision. Simon Dane said, if we get Clark, does Whittaker leave?
Good point.
Tony Archer says, we need to beat Doncaster convincingly tomorrow for team cohesion and morale.
Totally agree.
As Hellberg said, an extra game for the team to gel. And Stu Gawley's been on there and said, hot burgers at Chorley. Yes, they were. They were lovely. I mean, I don't think it was beef, but you know, they were nice, and the chips were lovely, and the drink was flowing. It was spot on.
Oh, you get steaks. You get buffalo steaks at the Boro now.
I can't believe you were driving that coach and drinking all them pints.
I know.
It was like the
don't know
Jolly
how I got
Boys
home.
outing. It's like fools and horses.
Yeah, I'll tell you
He
now.
is a driver.
I had the doors open on the undercarriage.
Do it again, Phil.
That's why you took off. Right, look, we've got to look ahead. The time is getting on. We've got to look ahead. Look, big night tomorrow night in the next round of the Carabao Cup. Obviously, it's live on Sky Sports Plus for those who aren't going down. It's live at the Doncaster Stadium. Yaff will be going down there with old Teesside Travel. Stu Gawley's just hit the nail on the head. Sorry, not Stu Gawley. Tony Archer's just hit the nail on the head. Gal, is it another game for the team to gel, or do we see a lot of kids tomorrow night?
Oh, God, I hope not.
I just think this early in the season, if we'd have won the first 2 games convincingly, I'd have given the kids a run out, but we haven't. I thought we were lucky first game and we were terrible. He's got to play his strongest team. He's got to, because he's got to get them playing.
Yeah, wholeheartedly. At the end of the Espanyol game, the BBCT spoke to Leo Castledine, and he said that was the end of the official pre-season games. The fact that we beat Wrexham in the first round, and we've gone to the second round, and we've got a much easier team, I think it's fair to say, in Doncaster to play against than Wrexham were first game. Like you've just said there, Gal, he's got to pick his strongest side. Riley McGree's got to start, because we as fans need to start seeing the return on this investment that we've all had on him for the last 4 or 5 years. But it is the chance for the team to gel a bit more. Arfston get a couple more minutes on the pitch. But what I don't want to see is like for like. I want to see us go for it. I'd much rather win 8-0 than scrap 1-0.
It's like we haven't got a plan B.
Yeah.
It's just,
If he
it's
doesn't,
this DNA crap that they all come out. It's our
if
DNA.
he doesn't play the likes of Arsenal and them tomorrow, then puts him in against West Brom, and after West Brom give him saying, oh, well, we need to give him more minutes. Well, why didn't you do that on Tuesday night?
You're right.
This is the opportunity. But
I don't expect a football manager in the Championship to have to think hard enough about that tomorrow night.
Well, look, fellas,
This early on.
let's look at the last 4 games. Borough against Doncaster. Obviously, Doncaster beat us 4-0 in the Carabao Cup. It was the first round of the Carabao Cup.
We didn't have any Americans.
No, we had no Americans there. Championship game, we beat them 2-1 at home. We beat them 2-1 away from home in the Championship, and we've beaten 3-0 at home in the game. So the odds are very...
What about the friendly? 6-4?
Yeah, but I mean, what I'm saying is the odds are very much in our favour. I mean, getting beat 4-0, I remember I was at that Carabao Cup game, and we actually didn't have a lot of kids in that side. It was quite a decent side. I think we just didn't
click that
They
night.
played well.
click at all.
They played well.
But obviously, it's a way to get back to winning ways. What I would say, building confidence and things like that. But I mean, for us to reach the 3rd round of the Carabao Cup call, are you going to be a fan who says not interested in the cups, want to try and get promoted?
No, definitely not. I want to go to Wembley again. Absolutely, 100% I do.
Yeah.
I'm not getting any younger. Why not?
Does it become an hindrance after 3 or 4 rounds, Gal, or...
No, because when the Premier League teams come in, if you think you want to be Premier League next season, you start to play Premier League teams. I mean, the first lot come in now, and then the ones that are in Europe come in later.
Yeah.
Let's get a Premier League team. I mean, look at that. The Man U game, when we beat Man U at their place. What a day. And that must do everything for the team. If you think you're good enough for the Premier League, let's play some Premier League teams in the cup.
Talk with them. Yeah,
exactly, and see what we can do.
Anyway, look, before I forget, I must thank our fantastic sponsors, Mr. Tony Dixon, who's sunning himself in that there turkey. What time is it now in Turkey? 2 hours from now. So what must it be? About 10 o'clock?
20 to 10.
20 to 10 at night, so it'll be about 4...
Oh, he'll have fell over drunk.
Yeah, he'll be about 4 Effies down the range. So
How many?
4 or 5 Effies down the range. Thank you to BT Promotions for sponsoring Boro Chat. Drive, the 3rd biggest driving school in the country. Soon to be the 1st with a new arrival in the Drive team. The Mecca, the Essendon Army Social Club, as always, allowing us to do our fantastic shows here from our studio at the Mecca. Teesside Travel, I'll be with you guys tomorrow. Yaff, young Yaff, and even younger Yaff, my grandson, will be coming to Doncaster on his first ever away game tomorrow night to hopefully watch the Boro cruise into the third round of the Carabao Cup. And lastly but not least, I've got to mention Llewellyn's Catering, who Cole wasn't here last week.
What a miss.
We have got an official caterer in Llewellyn's Catering. Thank you to Debbie. I give you the number last week. Look on our Facebook page, all the details. If you're having a do in County Down, North Yorkshire or Teesside, you need to be ringing Debbie up and saying, can you bring your homemade Scotch eggs to my do?
If anyone can get a better one on Teesside, I'll buy it for you because they were absolutely. And I am the tightest man in the world, by the way.
Cheers, Debbie, and I never even got a doggy bag.
Thank you so much to our fantastic sponsors. Hey, look, fellas, let's get quickly back into it. Potentially a favourable draw if we do beat Doncaster. Would you want a home draw, Phil?
No, away.
Oh, you want it away?
I want it away again.
Gal, would you want a home draw or?
Depends who it is. I mean, you get a Premier League team at the Riverside, the atmosphere's brilliant. We've had Tottenham there when we've done it. We do well when we get a Premier League team. I'd like to see it.
I just think it's momentum as well, doesn't it? If you start doing well in the cup,
winning's a good habit.
That's all it is. Winning's really good. So
home
look, yeah,
game, home game for me.
We wish the team all the best of luck in the Carabao Cup. But look, next Saturday, because we're reviewing 2 games on this show, because obviously next time we come back on your screens next Monday, we'll have Bank Holiday Monday. Hopefully we'll have beaten Doncaster, and hopefully we'll have beaten West Brom at home. But look, West Brom at home, big game, I think, in the Championship. Going to be a tough ask, Cole.
I don't know. We see it every year. That top beats bottom. There's no pattern of this league. You turn up on the day, and if you do your job right. And the one thing that we're getting wrong, and if we don't get it right, we can forget about even top 8 with this new Championship. But we've got to start scoring goals. One isn't enough. It never is enough with us.
I still haven't got my head around that top 8 thing, to be fair.
It's easy.
But
5th, the 8, 6v7.
We'll
another money spinner.
Yeah, we'll chat about that another
Bit
day.
of interest, though, isn't it?
But yeah,
money spinner for me.
If you're right.
Yeah. What I would say though, Gal, 12:30 kick-off, live on that there Sky again. Does it detract for our home? Bear in mind, Lincoln at home sold out. Will that 12:30 kick-off live on Sky Sports Plus? Do you think it'll detract from our numbers around the stadium?
Depends what we do tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. It depends how the fans are feeling. If we give Donny a good thumping, then they'll be like, "Oh, well, let's get it on." And the thing is, as well, getting the half 12 kick-off, it puts pressure on everybody else. Not so much this early in the season, but when you get an half 12, if you get your 3 points in the bag,
we've got a few, haven't we?
Yeah,
and Friday nights.
But there's no team in that league we should be fearing. I've watched them all.
Yeah, you're saying the right thing there. My fear is that against Lincoln, I think the team's mentality has been, they've only just come up, they'll be up here this season, we'll beat them. And then Blackburn on Saturday, I feel like the players have looked at it and gone, favourites to go down, do whatever and we'll be alright. Yeah. And that, as a fan, it worries you because we shouldn't be looking at any team thinking these will be easy to turn over. But we know the quality that, certainly the players that have been here a couple of seasons, like Callum Britton, when he's on his day, is an unstoppable player. The problem is he gets dragged a lot into the likes of the way that Aylin's trying to play and the not so play style of Morgan Whittaker, because I have no doubt that Britton does a lot more on that wing than he should do because he's got Whittaker playing in front of him.
Yeah.
And you can see as they're playing that there's no faith because they know that if they pass it to Whittaker, he never makes a run. He picks the ball up, he cuts inside. It's always Britton that's doing that.
You might as well, if you're Britton, you might as well just keep the ball and try and take somebody on. Rather than give Whittaker the ball knowing it's going to come straight back to you.
Yeah.
And I think that's where Britain's changed this season. and certainly at the back end, when he first arrived here, I thought, yeah, he was getting past and whipping a crossing. When was the time you seen him do that?
Yeah.
But I haven't seen a Boro play. They say Whittaker did one the other day, but
And it was
they don't
close.
beat the
guarantees
first
a
man.
start.
Well, what it is,
Even on
fellas,
corners,
is it
yeah.
concerning? Is it concerning? Bear in mind, I'm gonna class the Wrexham game in the first round of the Carabao Cup, which was obviously live on TV. I'm gonna, because it's a championship game, Rick. I'm gonna put that in with the championship games. I think we've scored 4 goals in the championship / the Carabao Cup game, but we've let 3 in, Phil. So it's, if we just go championship game, just 3 and 3. Now I remember a season what started like that a long time ago, which wasn't a very good season, because if we
don't score 2 goals, we don't win.
it's all right, we're scoring goals. It's the problem is we're starting to leak them. Is this a trait we're going through, or have we got better players waiting to come in? And what I mean by that is,
Phillips isn't.
yeah, Simon Daines alluded to it, didn't he? Ashley Phillips to come in, Alfie Jones to come back in. Sam Byram now could probably come in and chip in with a couple of games.
I think it would be fair as a fan to say that, unlike many seasons prior, where we've only made 1 or 2 signings, and then 1 or 2 signings are fitting into a team that is already moulded, we've brought in 8, 9, 10 players, and they are forming a new team. There's 11 players on the pitch. The goalkeeper's new. Yeah. He's not sure how the defenders are going to play yet, and what he wants them to do and what they want him to do in situations. You've got defenders coming in Berhalter and Arston. You've now got Ashley Phillips coming in. So there's another bit of gelling that needs to be done. They also need to learn a bit about each other, because they won't all be mates. You've then got the midfielders coming in, and you've now got a new striker. Where does that strike? We've made wholesale changes.
Yeah,
there's gonna be.
And look, it's the start of the season.
January's where you want.
The other big teams in this league, and we're talking West Ham, Burnley, West Brom. You could argue, they'll be up there. And they had a stumble. Them teams have had a stumble first couple of games. West Ham is a prime example. Welcome to the Championship, because it's just relentless. Mason said that on Sky Sports. It's relentless. Tuesday, Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah. It's relentless, the Championship. You can't have a break. You don't have a break.
But we've got a squad now. We never had a squad before.
Yeah.
I think some of those as well. I think it's fair to say what we've got to really stop is we are giving away more chances than we're creating in a lot of games. Wrexham, if they'd have scored all the chances, they'd have won the game. Lincoln may well be. That's
we just spoke about Blackburn. They had 3 chances in the first half. We could have been going down.
Needs to change.
My argument is, and Phil alluded to it earlier, we've got the squad, but when we go down or something like that and we want a goal, he just does exactly the same system and just slots 1 for 1. So anybody that does their homework against us, let's be honest, there won't be many teams that will come to Riverside and not just bank up against us and try and hit us on the break.
You said
and
earlier,
we don't seem to have a plan B.
You said earlier, Gal, about you could have played this show from last week.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be a pattern that if we're not careful, we're going to see, because what you're saying now, you can probably say in 3 weeks' time.
Yeah.
It's all right us
we'll
knowing
get a couple of nights off.
or thinking what we've got is the same issues that aren't being addressed. And so if they're not addressed, things won't change.
I think the frustrating thing is knowing that you've got Eddie Vivas sat there. This is the guy that's so well respected within the football pyramid that should be saying to Kim Elberg, and we don't know if he is or he isn't, but they will have disagreements. But surely at some point, one of them steps up and goes, right, this isn't working, what can we do to change
I would
it?
question if he's not got an input, Phil, what the hell's he doing
That's
there?
what I mean, yeah.
I mean,
he's played great
he's a big
football.
enough character, been around a long time, vastly experienced, highly thought of. Should he be saying to the chairman, look, hang on a minute, I'm offering input here. Is there any point me being here? Because there's not been listened to.
Yeah, you pay me for nothing.
I bet if you spoke to Kim Elberg, though, his exact word was that first 15 minutes is Boro. Forget the rest of it. That's what we want, but we need that for 90 minutes, which we all agree with.
Unless you can score 4 in the first 15 minutes and give yourself a chance of winning.
No, but the first 15 minutes...
you might win a game in 60 minutes, Gal.
Yeah, exactly.
You need it more than 15.
But they didn't touch the ball, and that's what I'm saying. If he can extend that 15-minute period we had against Blackburn, we'll romp the league. But we're not, and that's the problem. I always feel, and I've said it to you every week, mate, we've got to score 2 goals to win, because we'll never keep a clean sheet.
I think it's getting where we need to score 2 to draw.
Yeah, hopefully not.
Because of the chances we give away.
Social media, Phil?
Yeah, there's a couple in. Stu Gawley says something has to change before it starts to get toxic, which seems to happen all the time.
Yeah, he's right.
Ian Hockney's been back on. He says Hellberg saying players don't need a rest and playing full strength team tonight in preparation for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Good cut run breeds confidence for the league.
Agreed.
And then Ian Simpson's been on. He says Morrison seems to have got West Brom playing well. Let's not have another ex-Borough do
I'm
us
going to say
over.
another ex-Borough lads.
Yeah, it's a good
And then
point.
he's come back on at the end there and said, had a cracking away day with Teesside Travel on Saturday. Looking forward to more of them.
Well, there we
Good
go.
man, good man.
Well, there we go. Get yourself the Doncaster we have tomorrow and I'll let you buy me a pie and a pint. Now, listen, fellas and ladies, obviously our producer, I have to sort of like... I have to come on in and I have to do a bit of an apology. Last week, I upset some people, and to be fair, you know, that's not me. You've known me a long time, some longer than others. I'm not like that. I would not purposely ever go out on a limb to upset people, and I've had pelters this week. So here goes, Stewie at the windscreen place. I'm really sorry, mate. I haven't been down. And you've done a cracking job, by the way, on my car. I had a crack in the windscreen. You've done a great job, and I haven't been down to pay you. Stewie, I apologise. Thank you so much. Keep supporting the Boro. I know you're Stoke a little bit unlucky on Saturday, but look, keep supporting the Boro. And I do apologise. I'll be down with your money very shortly. Right, fellas, the legacy game. What? I had to get off my chest.
Oh,
I had to get it off my
eating
chest.
you up?
It was eating me up. It was eating me up because I don't want him going on social media and calling me fatty.
Seeing right through
Do
you.
you know what I mean? Yeah, and it's easy. It's easy to see through me. You know, you don't get a figure like this at number 8. Now listen, the legacy game. We've got to talk about it. For those non-Boro fans who are watching us, you probably haven't got a clue what we're on about. But the legacy game is to do with our 150th year anniversary at the club, where basically we're bringing Boro legends back to the club. Now, this was muted a few seasons ago, Phil, to be fair.
Was it around COVID?
Around COVID, wasn't it?
With Jan Agafioff was.
And then basically it got sort of put on the back burner, and then obviously the club have now ran with it with the 150 years. I won't lie to you, I have got some emails into the club. I've spoke to the peoples that, because I would like as a fan group for maybe us to go down and get involved in that and maybe interview some of the legends, because they're not contracted to the club.
Ref it?
They can say what they want. We've got a qualified referee who can come and do it for years. But I would like for us to go down and maybe do some of the legends. But look, some of the legends who were coming back here, fellas. My God, Fabrizio Ravanelli. There's only one name what I haven't heard confirmed. Fabrizio Ravanelli. Aitor Karanka's coming back. Lenny Lawrence will be back. Tony Mowbray from Blackburn. Our friend of Tony Mowbray is coming back for it. You've got David Wheater, Dimi Konstantopoulos. Who else have we got? Who else have we got coming? Craig Ignat.
Coming. Robson. I've seen Robson.
Brian Robson. Paul Mason.
Proctor?
Mark Proctor. Tunkai Sanli. Tunjai Sanli, the Turkish international, was fun. You know, I was in Turkey in the summer. Who else, Courtney? Give us some more names. Come on.
Dale Fry.
Your friend who you met at Charlie, Matty Bates.
Matty Bates.
I was there at Charlie.
Daniel Ayala. Curtis Fleming. Ryan Shotton.
That's some memory you've got, Courtney.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
great, that is.
Ryan
Adam
Shot.
Clayton.
Ad-
Phil Stam.
Friend in it. George Friend is coming back.
Jeremy.
Adam Clayton.
He'll come on, friend of the show. He said to me when
Oh
I
my
did get
goodness,
video,
the
he'd come on.
greatest Boro signing ever, Alfonso Alves is coming.
Alfonso
Get
Alves, the Brazilian.
He'll turn up on Monday and the match
Is that
is
Marvin
Saturday.
Hernandez, Scott McDonald,
What I will say is,
Oh, little Scott
Yakubu,
McDonald.
Frank Drew, is he there?
what I will say is,
Justin Hoyt.
all these legends, and there is one little name which hasn't been announced.
Janino.
The little fella.
Oh, you're going to say Mark Yates.
Now whether, yeah. Now whether this is going to be the big.
Is Don Gootley on there? He's
This
got
will
a
be
corker
South
in the
Asian
cup.
Beckham.
Can we afford a flight?
This will be the worst kept secret ever.
Yeah, I mean, the only one what hasn't been confirmed is coming after all them legends are coming to the legacy game is the little fella in Janino. And if he doesn't,
If he doesn't go through straight away.
yeah, if he doesn't come, and he must come,
He hasn't had a Palmo for 2 years.
Yeah, you know, he must come. So, yeah, hopefully the little fella will be again. But that's on the 4th of October, Courtney, isn't it?
It is.
Sunday, the 4th of October. I've just purchased my tickets today to go to it. I think it's going to be a fun day. They'll have stalls out the front, things like that. Tickets are priced £10 an adult and £1 for kids.
Not bad, is it?
That's not a category A game, is it?
No,
Where have you got your prices from? £11.50 for adults, £6.50 for over 65s, and £2.50 for.
Oh, he's getting a discount here.
Oh, well, I never paid that a day.
$6.50. Oh,
I never paid that a day. I paid. They might have the booking
that's
fees
your
on.
admission fee.
They might have the booking fees on.
Yeah.
So I paid £10 for an adult. Yes, there's a booking fee when you pay on your card. So I paid £10 for the adult, and I paid £1 for our Jessie to go. So they want to fill it with kids, really. They want parents and kids to go. They've only got certain parts of the stadium open at the moment because I couldn't get my season ticket seats.
They'll open them up as a
But as basically they start selling them, they'll open them up. Look, I'm looking forward to it. It's 150 years.
Again, if we're really flying in the championship, that's going to attract more people.
Of course it is. And for that price it is as well. I mean, I don't know whether they're going to bring a centenary shirt out for this legacy game or whether they're going to wear one of the 4 shirts we've got. Now, I don't know whether they're going to bring a legacy shirt out. I don't know.
Guaranteed.
Isn't that what the blue one is?
That's
No,
for the
that's the
actual
first
date.
kit he ever wore.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
against
it's a
Wolves,
cricket
isn't it?
top.
That's going to be war,
Yeah.
isn't it, against Wolves? I
That
think.
was it. Yeah, Wolves. That was a cricket top, wasn't it?
That's up to cricket score.
Yeah.
Died, wasn't
But
it?
yeah, so
Yeah.
look, if you haven't got your tickets, they're on sale. I only found out myself. I seen a post on social media today. That's how I got my tickets. But apparently they've been out a couple of days. Apparently.
I had an email off Janino asking me if I was going.
Well,
The cat's
you
on
weared
the
it. You weared it in your face.
said-
You weared it in your face. Look,
And can he borrow you?
Obrigado.
Phil. Anything on the social medias before we go?
No, just Stu Gawley saying, Yaff, why are you questioning the lady's memory?
Yeah. Why are you questioning my memory?
It wasn't me, was it? It was Cole.
Stu
No,
Gawley's asking
I
you.
didn't question it.
Do you know what it must be?
I said,
Because
what a
Cole,
good memory.
because Cole's in Canada, still on dial-up
Am I?
internet.
Sorry, I'm
He's
in
still
Canada.
on dial-up.
I'm in Canada.
No, sorry, Stu Gawley. It's gone from bad to worse. This Stu Gawley's still on dial-up. He'll have thought it was me talking, but it was Cole's voice because he, you know what I mean. It's like watching one of them badly dubbed. Anyway, where am I going with this? Thank you for watching Boro Chat on a week that sees Boro have 2 outings, 1 in the League Cup, 1 back in the Championship on Saturday. Are we bringing 6 points and another 3rd round cup day draw? We'll see. Thanks to Courtney, Cole, Gal, and the Rambler. Join us next week on Boro Chat.